Hi everyone, it's Lisa. Welcome to tonight's Live with Lisa event. I am so glad that you've joined me. I'm going to give you just about a minute to hop on, and I'm going to grab my iPad off my desk. I'm going to sign in so I can see your comments when my head's down at the stamp table. All right, let's see if I can get this thing fired up. Technology and I often are quite challenging. Hi Ruby, I'm glad that you're here with me. Hi Alice. All right, I know there's a delay of about 10 to 15 seconds between when I'm speaking and when you're hearing it, and vice versa, so it's not up on my iPad yet. Hi Patty, I'm glad that you're here as well. Hi Jean. I was worried I was going to be alone tonight because it's summer and everybody's off doing fun things. Hi June, but you guys are here with me, yay. All right, well, that's not working. Let's see if I can get it to, there it is. Okay, now I've got you there. Now I can see what you're saying. Okay, if you would, chime in and tell each other where you're watching from. There you go. Some of you are in tune to how I do things. Let me set this down. That's going to allow me to be able to see your comments. I hope I don't have this in quiet mode. Yep, I did. All right, there we go. All right. Okay, I know Patty's in Bowling Springs. I'm just going to scroll here. I know Alice is from New York. I'm kind of waiting for the rest of you to chime in. I see there's 8 of you on, but I've only seen 4 of you hop in and say hi. So say hi. A little bit about Live with Lisa. If you've never been here before, okay, June's from Chesapeake, Yasmin from Colorado. Hi. If this is your first time with Live with Lisa, this is a lot different than YouTube Live. It is way more casual. So I'm going to talk to you as if you were sitting right next to me. It's not fancy at all. As a matter of fact, I might make a whole bunch of mistakes along the way, but you're going to giggle and applaud and give me thumbs up and hearts to make me feel better. Hi, Ann. I'm glad that you've joined us. Ruby's here from North Carolina. It is so fun how we can all be together in one place, and we're all over the United States. Jean, I'm not even going to attempt to say that. Wauwatosa, Washington, going through a thunderstorm. Oh no, hi Kathy, she's from Georgia. Oh no, I hope you stay connected with us here on the live stream. So tonight is a lot about being just casual, just talking and stamping together. I want you to be able to interact with me. My mom is my virtual Facebook assistant, but I don't know if she's actually here yet tonight because I haven't seen her pop on yet. But if she does, her name is Fortune Burke. And that is my mom. We always joke around and say my grandmother had a wonderful sense of humor and named her Fortune. Now, the Italian derivative of that is Fortunata. So I know. And she lives in Las Vegas. So the joke just keeps going on and on and on. Hi, Tina. And hi, Arlene. I'm glad you guys are here. So some of you guys are just going on. Ann says we just had a thunder and lightning storm here in Wenatchee. Oh, wow. And Ann, I think you might know this. My husband is from Walla Walla, not too far from you. Arlene is in New Jersey. It's so glad that you guys are here. All right, let's get started. I like to kick off the night by doing Prize Patrol. Now, I've got 4 different product prizes to give away tonight. And the easiest way I have found to do this is I put all your names here on a little spreadsheet. And then Google picked 4 random numbers. So each of you have a number next to your name. Hi, Liz. And I let Google pick the numbers. I wrote the numbers down, but I didn't match them up, so I'm going to be just as surprised as you are as to who the winners are. So stick with me through the whole thing. We're going to have lots of fun, lots of stamping tonight, lots of interaction, so I hope that you'll chat with me along the way. It's a lot more fun when you talk to me, okay? All right, so let me put my list down for just a second, and I'm digging in here to see what I'm giving away. Okay, the first thing I've got is a bottle of the brand new Shimmery Black Embossing Powders. Ooh, I love shimmer, makes me happy. Now this comes in white and the black, but I thought, you know what? The black is gonna be really, really fun because you can color with it with your Stampin' Blends or watercoloring. So we're gonna give that away. I've got the 4 numbers inside my little prize bin. I mean, I know what the numbers are, I don't remember, that was this morning. I'm pulling out just one at a time. I'm gonna lock up the rest of them, bear with me here. They're stuck together. Does that not figure? Okay, the first number is number 36. Now, I know it's going to be backwards because that's a Facebook thing. It's not a Lisa thing, so sorry about that. So let's see who number 36 is. Here's the list, and I'm looking. Number 36 is here at the bottom. It's Lee Payton. Congratulations, Lee. You have won yourself the new Shimmer Black Embossing Powder. I'm going to stick her number right on top of there, so that I can get that in the mail to her tonight when our live is over. I'm going to put that off to the side. And I am going to save your names because we've got 3 more drawings to do tonight while we're here. So I'm going to turn the camera down to the stamp table. Make sure you hang with me. I've got some really cool stuff. You guys are going to be the first ones to find out about what's happening in July, and you're going to want to know. In addition to that, I've got the card making kit samples for July too. So here we go. I'm going to turn you down. I just got a brand new phone last weekend. Bob the Builder's phone was in bad shape. So he was like, oh, let's go get new phones. And I'm like, well, I don't need a new phone. And he's like, well, I do. And they had a 2-for-1. Who knew? So this camera lens on this is the new iPhone XSR. I don't know. I don't even keep track of that stuff. But the lens is way different on it. So if I seem like I'm too close to the camera, I'm learning to adjust. Bear with me. All right. Are you guys ready? Here we go. I have done some of this ahead of time only because I didn't want you to be too bored watching me. But I want to show you how I made a frame using the rectangle stitch framelets. And if you have not purchased this product, oh my goodness gracious, I can't even tell you. I think these are my favorite dies, these and the stitch shapes. I have all these little extras that I save in my envelope. Anybody else do that? So here they are. They're graduated sizes, which I absolutely love. There's one big enough for the card base, and then they go all the way down in sizes. So I love those. So I'm going to tuck those back in there so I don't lose anybody. And then what I want to do is I'm going to show you how I've used these two dies to create a frame. Now these are not the next sizes up. So I've got one size here, and then I've got a little bit smaller one on the inside. So all I did was I used a Post-it note or a Post-it flag or washi tape, whatever works for you, and you're going to create a frame. So then you're just going to crank it through your die cutting machine. In my case, it's the Sizzix Big Shot. And when you're done, you get this. Don't you love that? Now, these are not the two related in size, so you're going to skip a size. So if you're going to go this size, there's one more smaller and then this one. So I want to make sure that you know that you got to leave enough room so you can actually see that frame here. All right, so that's how the dies worked. I'm going to stick that over there. Okay, so I've got my frame. I'm going to set that aside. The next thing I did was I embossed a small piece of Granny Apple Green cardstock. And I used the Swirls and Curls embossing folder. Oh, another one of my favorites. I love this swirl pattern. You know what? It works really great for lots of things. It worked great for my peacock cards when I made some of those. It worked great for my birthday cards. So that's what I've done here. Now you're going to see that one side is embossed, so it's kind of raised, and the other one's what we call debossed, de-embossed, goes down inside. And just because I want to be different, that's the one I'm going to be using. Hi, Miranda. I'm glad that you're here. Thanks for joining us. I'm going to bring in my silicone craft sheet because you guys know I can't do anything without that thing. And I've cut a small piece of Melon Mambo cardstock that I'm going to border on top of here. So I'm going to create just a small margin here on the bottom. I'm going to place my adhesive across the top. I find that's the easiest way for me. There we go. Got to have this because that messes up my whole work surface if I don't have it. And so just a small amount. So you can just kind of gauge how much you want showing. I just want a real pretty border there, and I'll press that in place. And I don't know about you guys. No matter how close I cut this, I think it's perfect. It's not perfect. So I'm going to come with my scissors, and I'm going to give this a little bit of a trim. Remember, for those of you just joining us, maybe this is your first time with Live with Lisa. This is not at all like YouTube Live. It's very casual here tonight. So feel free to speak up, chat with me. If you got questions, I will do my best to answer them. My iPad is acting up a little bit. It looks like it's trying to scroll and connect, probably because I'm using all the bandwidth to do the live. All right, so we've got that now. I'm going to attach that to my card base, which is here. I did 4 1/4 by 11. I'm going to fold that in half. And you know I love my bone folder for that nice crisp edge. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this to the top half of my card. Now I purposely made it 4 inches wide because I want to create a border around this image. I didn't want to go all the way to the edges. And of course you can do that if you want to. There we go. I'm being a bit more generous than I might normally be, especially with embossed cardstock, because you got to get inside all those little bumpy areas. And then I'm going to mirror this here, leaving a margin at the top and the sides, and then I'll just press that in place. I'm going to rub from the back. I don't want to press out the embossing, but I want to make sure that's good and stuck so it doesn't lift after it's mailed. Hi, Karen. I'm glad that you're here. All right, so now that we've got that, let's go now and let's work on putting our frame together. Here's the frame that we made, and I've cut another piece of cardstock. Now this card, along with 3 more, using this amazing stamp set called Piece of Cake. Yep, I know it was carried over from last year's catalog, but I am loving it because wait till you see the cards. They're really, really cute, and they're lots of fun. There's a coordinating punch to this that I'm going to be using as well. So what I did is I cut a piece just slightly bigger than this that's going to mirror this. So let me take this piece of paper, and this is going to get mounted here in the center of that card. I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to put adhesive especially generously here at the top because I know that's where the embossing is, and I want to make sure it's going to stick to that. I'm being really generous with my adhesive tonight, especially because of that embossing. And then this is going to go in the middle of my card base. I'm still trying to manipulate this because I know that I got a new camera lens on this phone, so I'm trying to get used to it. So bear with me if I'm not right in the middle of the screen. Sorry. All right, I added small dimensional pieces to the back already. I don't know about you, but when you've used your dimensionals, do you guys end up having this? Like you get the frame around the outside. I take my scissors and I chop those up into little tiny pieces like these, so they're on my paper. And then I use them for projects like this, and I absolutely love them because they're nice and narrow, especially if you don't have the mini dimensionals. And then I'm going to take off the paper backing. Now, I'm going to apologize in advance that you got to watch this because I thought, oh, I'll put the dimensionals on before you join me, and then you're going to have to watch me take them off because I didn't want to use up my silicone craft sheet and stick this on top of there. The great thing about the silicone craft sheet, and I know I sound like a broken record, is that hot glue and liquid glue and even adhesive will not stick to it, which makes it just perfect in your stamping environment. I love that. All right, so here's my card, and then I'm just going to look to make sure that I've got this frame centered around that panel. Now, one of you is already thinking, well, you didn't stamp it. Yep, I know, because we're going to use the punch. And do you see this? I don't know if you guys can see. See that little piece sticking out right there? That is part of a dimensional. So here comes my little doctor kit. I like to just poke those things back inside. If they're sticking out, I just perform what I call card surgery. All right, so we've got the panel here. I probably should have stamped the greeting, but you know what? Like I said, it's real casual tonight. Let's go ahead and let's stamp the pieces that are going to go on this card. Now, I've got a piece of thick Whisper White cardstock here. I've got my Memento ink pad. I've got the cake stand from that stamp set. There it is. And then I have my cake, and I'm doing a birthday card. I needed a bunch of birthday cards. I realized I didn't have enough, and I'll stamp that here. I want to leave a little bit of room because of my punch. And then what I did is I went ahead and I used my Stampin' Blends markers. And I'm just going to go over the colors with you, although they are in the tutorial. Hi, Ruth. Kathy says those are the bones. I don't know what you mean by the bones, but okay. Maybe it's a typo, or maybe I don't understand. Help me out, Kathy. This is the dark Granny Apple Green, the dark Lovely Lipstick, and the dark Pineapple Punch, which I'm going to use in just a second. And I colored this in. All right, I'm not going to make you watch me do that. So I used the light Pool Party and the dark Pool Party on the stand, and I used the colors here on top of the cake. I'm going to use the pineapple in just a minute. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in that punch. So here's the Cake Builder punch that coordinates with that stamp set. And I'm going to come in here. Let's start with the cake base first. I like to make sure my punch is nice and ready to go. I kind of like lube it up a little bit by squeezing it a few times. And then I'll punch that out. Look at that. Effortless, isn't it? And then I'm going to come in now and I'm going to do the base of this, which is the cake. And this fits all the images in that stamp set. You're going to love this. And there is my cake. So now we've got our pieces here. I'm going to set that stuff off to the side. And now all we have to do is assemble. But I want to show you a little trick. I'm going to want to add some candles to the top of my cake. Dimensional leftovers. Oh, those are amazing, aren't they, Kathy? I love dimensional leftovers. They make my life so happy. They really, really do. I'll tell you what I got to do, guys. Hold on one second. I have got to get to my iPad and try to be able to see your comments. I actually am getting on my tiptoes to try to see what you guys are saying because for some reason it just does not want to come up on my iPad. Oh well. I'm going to put this together. So I'm just going to simulate where it's going to go. I always like to place my pieces down first before I go crazy because I don't know about you, but sometimes I put them too high or too low and then nothing fits. So I'm just going to kind of simulate where those are going to go because I want to make sure that the image, which is the candles from that stamp set, are going to fit. So I know I got to move this down just a smidgen. Let me move this down a little bit, down to here. I'm trying to keep it in your camera view at the same time of holding it in place. Let me tell you what, that's a challenge. All right, that's pretty good. What I'm going to do now is I'm taking my pencil and I'm lightly tracing the edge of this paper. And I know you probably cannot see that, but I want to have a spot of where I know to stamp those candles. And I'm going to come back with the Memento ink and I'm going to ink up those candles. And watch my head, probably going to be in the camera because, you know, I'm old and I got to get way down inside of there. Oh, someone tell me if I'm close. I think that's close. There we go. Actually, I'm just below the line, which is perfect. So it'll look like the candles are actually inside the cake. Ruth says she's liking the cake punch. It's so easy. I know, Ruth. I love this punch. I'm having so much fun with it. Wait till you see all the cards I made. Now, what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to color this in. So I'm going to take the chiseled side of my marker and I'm going to very lightly and carefully come inside of here. I am barely touching the paper. The one thing about alcohol markers, have you guys noticed how they the color runs, which is wonderful because it's going to cover a broad area very easily. So you have to use a very light touch. And then I'm going to skip over now to the dark Granny Apple Green and I'm going to color in this one. And I'm going to tell you what, this is challenging when my head is like not close enough to the table. I'm getting to that age, despite my glasses, where I gotta like be right on top of it to see it. Hi, Krista. I'm glad you're here. Krista is my sister. Everybody say hi to my sister. I love that she wants to be here and she gets a kick out of what we're doing. Lots and lots of fun to have her included. All right, now we're gonna build this. So here is the cake. Here's my silicone craft sheet. I'm gonna flip these pieces over. I am gonna use my full-size dimensionals on the cake because I know they're gonna fit. I'm gonna do one here, one here. Don't be chintzy with these. Remember, your card is going to have to go through the mail. This one, we're going to switch over to our mini dimensionals. I love it. These are already cut for me. Or, of course, you can use your ends of your other ones. And I'm going to add those here. So I've got one here, and I've got one here. And I am not even going to bother cutting up the pieces here and here, although I did do that in my original sample. All right, so we're going to start with the cake topper first. And then what we're going to do is we're going to position this right underneath those candles so that it's perfectly lined up. Everybody's saying hi to Krista. Oh, my mom is here. I didn't even see her. Hi, Mom. I must have missed you when you got on. So Mom is my virtual Facebook Live assistant. So everybody say hi, Mom. We usually confer together after the live is over. And in case I missed one of your comments, especially tonight because my iPad just doesn't want to catch up with your comments, Mom kind of fills me in. All right, here's the cake base. This is going to go right up underneath our cake. Now, before I get too crazy, let's make sure it's fairly straight because you know one of you is going to get my card, right? There we go. Isn't this adorable? Okay, we're almost done. Let's see if I left room for that greeting. Do I feel brave? I probably should have stamped that beforehand. You know what? Do I feel brave? You know what? If it doesn't work out, I can send it to my mom or my sister. They won't care, right? I told you this was casual. All right, I'm going to ink it up in the Melon Mambo. All right, for sure, my head's going to be in the camera. For sure. Are you guys ready? Get to see my roots. I don't think they're too white. Here we go. Am I going to fit this? Oh, come on. Be brave. Yay, I did it. Okay, that was really gutsy. All right, so we've got our image. We are set. Look at that cute card. Now I got one more step for you that I'm going to walk you through. I really didn't want to do this on camera because I know it can be a huge mess, but I thought, what the heck, why not? I'm going to bring in a really messy piece of grid paper. I did some stamping on one side earlier, so it's kind of messy because I'm going to add some glitter. I love the pizzazz with all of this. Yasmin said she likes the color combo, reminds me of the 70s. I know, isn't this fun? It's very cheerful. And if you can change up the pink with that Granny Apple Green, it'd be great for a guy, wouldn't it? All right, I'm going to use Dazzling Diamonds glitter. When was the last time you actually broke out your glitter and didn't use your Wink of Stella pen? I poured in a Tupperware container, and I have a spoon designated for each of my glitter colors. So I'm going to put that in here. We're going to work over this. You're going to use your fine tip glue when you're at home. But this takes too long to dry, and I know I'm going to end up holding up the card and it's going to run. So I'm going to use an old style glue. Many years ago, Stampin' Up! Used to sell this. I hope this is not even dry, to be honest with you. Yeah, it looks like it's wet. And then I'm going to work right over my little Tupperware container and sprinkle, 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 and then dump. And I'm tapping because I want to make sure it doesn't end up stuck down inside of here. okay? But look what that glitter does. Doesn't it just really pop that image? Isn't that fun? Now, the great thing about this is I can tap off my spoon, and then I'm going to cover this, and then it's good to go. Are you guys ready on how I store my spoon? Don't laugh. Couple plastic Solo cups. I put a Swiffer down inside, and I leave my spoon in there just like this, and it sits right inside my drawer next to my glitter. I love this because any mess is going to go down right inside of there. You guys see how sparkly it is? But it leaves it available for me to pull out. I know, it's the little things, right? Crazy little tips. But you know what? It works good for me, so I thought I'd share it with you guys and see if it's going to work good for you too. All right, so there is our card. Isn't that slick? I'm loving that. All right, I've got more for you. Let me get my little envelope out here. And remember, this is the piece of cake stamp set that I've used for this card. I'm switching over and grabbing the other cards. I work in a really tight area here, so bear with me. All right, so here's our card we made together. Check out this one. This is a smaller card, but I want you to be able to see the cake. Do you see how it looks shiny? I actually used the fine tip glue that I just showed you, the one I would have used for the glitter here, and I put it on top of the areas of the icing, and you're going to let it air dry. It's going to take about 15 or 20 minutes depending on how thick you put it, but it makes the pie plate look real, like glass, and it makes the frosting look 3D. I wish you could feel it. It's really cool and bumpy. And then I stamped the greeting all the way around the card just to give us a really fun little clever card here. Smaller size, but I absolutely love that. This one I have used mixed with another stamp set. This is Broadway Birthday. I used the wish from there, but this is all from that stamp set I just shared with you. And I stamped the candles here along the side. Do you see them? And this is a piece of vellum. Really, really simple. So we've got those. I'm trying to get them all in the camera view. And then last but not least, you know I like shiny. So I really, really like this one. This is a wedding card. I used the subtle embossing folder on the back. I'm not sure you can actually see it or not, but I wish you could feel it. It's textured. Some silver foil strips here, just scraps. Of course, that same cake with the same punch, added some clear faceted gems. Really sharp card. Which one of these is your favorite? I would love to know. So we've got the wish card, we've got the small birthday cake, we've got what we're calling the retro birthday card, and of course we've got the wedding card. Chime in and let me know. While you're typing, I'm going to turn the camera around. Here I am. So now I can read the candles. Yasmin said she likes the candles on the side, almost looks embossed. I know, isn't that crazy how that works? I don't mean to make you dizzy with the camera, but like I said, new phone and I'm trying to figure out how it works. Alice says she loves the first one, the one that I demonstrated. Okay, good. Arlene says the retro one. Kathy says the wedding one. The retro card for Liz too. Okay, so far that one's winning. That one's winning. You know what? I like them all, and they're all really different, but I loved the colors of the melon mambo and the granny apple green. Isn't that fun? I love that. And Anne likes the wedding one too. It's very classy, isn't it, with the silver? All right, let's give away another prize. June says the retro card too. Let's see what I got in here. I have a package of the brand new designer elements. Krista likes the wedding card. Wedding card, it's gaining popularity. Arlene said she likes them all. Thank you, Arlene. So these brand new elements have glue dots on the back. You're going to see how thin they are. And they come in gold, silver, and copper. And they're kind of a brassy patinaed look. And check, I don't know if you guys can see, they've kind of got like a small little starburst here, but not at all feminine. So great for guy cards as well. So let's see who those are going to go to. Let me pull a number out of my little bin. I've got a number here. It is number 53. I know it's backwards. That's a Facebook thing. And 53 is right here. It's Peggy Ladinsky. Congratulations, Peggy. You're the winner of these faceted gems, the designer element gems. So I'm going to attach her number to her prize. I'm going to tape that on there. I want to make sure I don't lose it. And then I'll get those in the mail to her tomorrow. And okay, Ruth said she likes the retro one too. Well, the retro one's winning tonight, isn't it? Woohoo, congratulations to Peggy. All right, I'm going to flip you back down and then we're going to go into the next demonstration. Here we go. It's never my intention to make you dizzy, so bear with me here. And then I'm going to move you in. Whoops. I almost brought someone on camera with me. That would not have been good. All right, let me move these off to the side. And then I'm going to switch out my totes. You guys know the routine if you've been here before. I'm going to switch things around. I've got one more demonstration for you. I'm working in a tight area. All right, let me get out my paper. The very first thing we're going to do is we're going to do a little background stamping. I'm still getting out my pieces, bear with me. And we're going to do it, I'm getting out my grid paper because we're going to need to protect our work surface. Do you guys see that glitter? All right, let me give you a tip. If you have a Swiffer at home, take one of those Swiffer cloths, it'll pick it all up. Look at that, isn't that wonderful? Love that. You don't want glitter inside your ink pads. That'll leave a small negative area on your ink. Or use a sticky roller and you can roll that right across your work surface. That works great. Besides just pet hair and lint, it works great in your craft room. So that's just a little quick tip for you there. All right, so here we are back to the paper. I am going to use the Buffalo Check background stamp on this piece of paper. I like to buy my background stamps in wood. I know some of you are like probably gasping, but I love wood mounted background stamps, and I'm going to tell you why. I don't pick them up. I actually ink them face up on the table and I use them backwards. So having the wood underneath it gives me a little bit of leverage. I'm going to be using the black ink pad for this, and I'm going to ink this up. And I know that piece of paper is only 3 inches by 4 inches, so I don't have to go too crazy. By the way, you're going to get all the tutorials for those piece of cake cards, and you're going to get 4 more tutorials with the stamps that I'm going to show you in just a minute. So you're going to get 8 tutorials tonight, all different cards, different layouts. All right, I want to make sure I've got good coverage. You know, there's nothing worse than a missed spot, right? All right, now that that's there, I'm going to lay this right on top, trying to get it straight. Of course, you're all watching me, so that's probably not going to happen. And then I'm grabbing a scratched piece of paper. We'll use this one. And then we're going to rub. So we're transferring the design from the bottom up. So the stamp on the bottom is actually doing all the work for me. The Swiffer is genius. I'm telling you what, that stuff picks up all kinds of things. I love that. And I took that big sheet and I cut it in half. So I have lots of halves here in my stamp studio. Picks up all those little glitter pieces everywhere. And those dimensional backings, it works for that too. All right, here's my take your pick tool. I use that for lots of things. So there we go. So much easier than trying to manhandle this entire thing and stamp it this way, because look how big it is. Now I'll clean this later. Don't tell anybody. I'm going to stick that off to the side. And that gives us this piece. I'm going to set this off to the side and then work on the next piece that we're going to use. All right. I have to switch out my stamps. Bear with me really quick. This is like a game show. I'm trying to go fast and not trying to go fast. Let me bring in my images. I don't want you to see them just yet. Bear with me here. There's a lot of pieces to this one because it's called To a Wild Rose. If you have not seen this in action, boy, you are really missing out. This is a fabulous stamp set. For those of you that like to color, you're going to love that it has an outline image. So you can actually color it in or watercolor it in. And if you don't like to color, they've got you covered as well. And I'm going to show you how this works. I'm going to set that aside. The great thing too is it also has coordinating dies. So you're going to be able to cut out all these images effortlessly. And I also want to call your attention to this. There are extra images in here. I thought I pulled them out. I didn't. There's a filigree leaf and a flower. Keep that in mind. And there's a lattice pattern here. We're going to end up using those on another card I'm going to share with you. All right. I love this background stamp. That Buffalo Check is wonderful, isn't it? All right. Scrap piece of Whisper White cardstock. And I have pulled out the outline image from that stamp set. Now, if you look at this stamp, you're going to notice it looks, well, it's got kind of bumps and curves on it. I had the worst time, though, lining it up with the other images that get stamped on top of it. So let me show you what I mean. I've got my Memento ink here. I'm going to ink this up. And it's a lot larger than my ink pad, so I'm going to do a little bit of traveling here. I'm missing some of your comments because I'm too busy stamping. I'm going to come back and check them. Don't worry. And that's what Mom's here for. She's going to help me out. I'm purposely making sure that this edge of my stamp is on the left side of my paper. And then I'm going to press to make sure I trace out that whole design. Okay, so now we've got that. I'm going to put that on my Stampin' Scrub. There is a solid image that fills this stamp. And for the life of me, when I first got it, I was forever doing this, going, how does it line up? Because there were no marks. So I thought, you know what? I'm taking matters into my own hands. I'm going to peel this back and I'm going to show you. Do you happen to see that little black mark right here? I don't know if you guys can see that or not. I took a Sharpie marker and I picked any spot I wanted. I just happened to pick this one because I thought it stuck out. And it was a blunt tip Sharpie. You don't want to take something that's fine tip. You certainly don't want to damage your stamp. And I put a dot right there. Once I figured out where the accompanying image lined up to be, I did the exact same thing. I put a dot. I don't have to fuss with this anymore. It was the best thing I ever did. By putting the dot on the underside, you don't risk it rubbing off and you don't have to worry about it when you clean it. But I can see right through it because it's a photopolymer stamp set. That's going to allow me to line this up almost perfectly every single time. Perfect. So here we go. I'm going to bring in now my Daffodil Delight ink pad. That's what I'm going to be using. And I'm going to ink this up. Now I'm also going to bring in a scratch piece of paper. Here we go. I've got one here. I'm going to bring that here because we're going to do a little bit of stamping off to fill this because I want it to be lighter. And I'm going to ink that up. It's very large, so I'm going to travel. And there are two stamps that are solid that are inside this set, and they're meant to layer on top of each other. So I'm going to stamp off to make this one lighter. And then I'm going to take what's left. You see my dot? That's going to go here. Now my head's kind of far away. Am I close, you guys? I think I'm pretty close. And then I'll press. And you want to press out that residual ink. Don't just tap it on there and expect it to come out on its own because it's not. So do you see that light coloring inside of that stamp? Wonderful. All right, so I'm going to clean that off. And now what I'm going to do is I'm taking that other stamp. This one's going to give the definition to this image. And there's my dot. Do you guys see it? Right back there. That again is going to be on this side. So we're going to ink this up as well. I am not going to stamp off on this. This time I'm going to keep it full strength because I want it to be the darker tone to create the depth. And then I'm going to attempt to line this up with my head far away. Okay, that's probably pretty darn close. Press out your image. Check that out. Is that not just gorgeous? Oh, so pretty. The other reason I love the stamp set, like I said, is if you don't want to use the stamps, you can color it in. You can emboss the image. You can do all kinds of different techniques, and that's one thing I really am enjoying about this. I also stamped 3 leaves. So I've got my outline image here, and I've got my Memento ink. Yeah, I probably should have done that all at the same time. I get ink in my hands all the time. That's a sign of a good stamper, right? And I'm going to stamp 2 of those. And just like the flowers, there are solid images. I want to show you this in the stamp set. Do you see there's one here that's a little bit more kind of what I'm going to call veiny. It's got the veins in it. And this one's a little bit more solid. So you've got options. You can do the exact same thing I just did by stamping off with the solid and then going over it with the veins. I decided I wanted to show you 2 options. So I've got my Granny Apple Green here, and I'm using the one that's a little bit more veiny. And just for grins, I'm going to stamp 1 full strength right inside of there. And then just so you guys can see it, I'm going to stamp this one off so you can see how it's lighter. So you get a little bit more depth when you stamp off to give you some tones there. Isn't that pretty? Such a gorgeous stamp set. And you know what's really funny is when I saw the stamp set, I thought to myself, that's what I need, another flower stamp set. I have so many flowers, but you know what? I could not resist it, and I am so glad that I didn't because it's beautiful. All right, so I did the die cutting before you guys joined me because you all know how to do that. You all got a die cutting machine, I hope. And there are the pieces. You got to love the coordinating dies that makes this super, super easy. I'm going to push that off to the side. I'm bringing back in my silicone craft sheet. Oh, I'm getting some hearts. That makes me happy. Someone said sold. I was considering buying this set and it was sold. It was Anne. Oh my gosh, I love this. Wait till you see my other cards. I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to add adhesive to the back side. I'm also going to make sure I put adhesive on both ends because I'm going to border this in an unusual way. It's going to be towards the top and the bottom, leaving only a margin of color on both sides. I'm trying to make it even. That looks pretty good. The next thing is I'm going to bring in my card base. This is 4 1/4 by 11, just like we did the last one. And I'm going to fold that in half. Your comments are not coming up on my iPad. You got to love Facebook. And so I'm getting up on my tippy toes here to look on my camera where it's on the tripod, which is really giving my calves a good workout. Patty says, has there been any news about the die cutting machine to replace the Big Shot? Patty, Yes, it's in the manufacturing stage. I don't know anything else. All I know is it's in the design and manufacturing stage, and there is one coming. They haven't told us anything else. I promise you, as soon as I know and I can tell you, I will. So here we go. This is going to go here at the very top. You see the room I'm leaving here at the bottom? Got to work on something different. It's got to be different. Can't make every card layout the same. And if you guys don't know this, as soon as my Fun Fold series, which I just started, is over, I'm going right into a sketch and layout series. You're not going to want to miss that. I've got all kinds of great ideas for you. So all the way up near the fold, looking to keep about the same amount of color white around the edges here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp my greeting because I don't want to lose my room, any of the room I want to put this in. I'm going to use the hello that comes from the same stamp set. Excuse me, I'm a little hoarse. To be your friend, hello. Look at all these phrases. I love it. So pretty. So I've got the hello, nice and generic, and I'm going to stamp that down here in the lower right. I love the font too. Isn't that fun? I love that scripty kind of font, but still easy to read. Very trendy. Now we're going to add the flower, and you're probably thinking, well, where are you going to put that? Well, we're going to put it right smack dab in the middle. So let me grab my dimensionals. I'm going to flip that upside down, and we're going to gravitate these more towards the center. And then I'm going to take off those paper backings, just like I've done before. And I'm going to mount this here. So I'm just kind of seeing, where do I want this? Oh, that looks pretty good. Well, I don't know. How do we want this? That looks good. Let's just stick that there. So now I've got my leaves. I'm going to flip this one over, and I'm going to flip this one over, and we're going to add dimensionals to the back side of these as well. So I've got one here and one here. I'm not going to do the third leaf. I did it on my original card and it was a little bit too much because we're going to have to tuck these just a little bit to get them to fit. So I'm going to put one of them up underneath here. And you know what? No two cards are going to be the same. I changed my mind. I'm going to move it down here. There we go. Got to stay within the perimeter of the card. Otherwise, it's not going to fit in the envelope, right? Have you ever done that? Oh my gosh, have I done that? And I'm like, darn it all. I thought I was just a hair off and it was going to fit. And I had to rip the whole thing apart. Now, this one, if you have to, chop this. But I think it's going to fit. I'm going to work that one. Oh, look. I almost did that. Okay, we're going to chop. We're chopping this off. Just so I can stick it under a little bit further. Got to make sure I make the card base. I do. There we go. We're inside. Isn't that sharp? I'm telling you what, black with anything is always amazing in my opinion. So let me show you the other cards that I created using this exact same bundle of products. That would be To a Wild Rose and the coordinating Wild Rose dies. Absolutely love it. So here's the card we created together. You're going to notice in my tutorial for this card that the image is a lot darker. And that just happens to be a fluke. This ink pad I've been using so much that it wasn't as juicy, and I found that I got a much better image here with this two-step stamping. Oh, you guys like it. Oh, I'm so glad. All right, so here's the first one. Okay, here's the second one. This was a fussy card. Ann Lancaster, I was thinking of you when I made this card because I know you love detailed projects, and I love how this turned out. But I'm going to walk you through how I did it. I did put it on the tutorial for you. There is a detailed die here, which makes the black part. Same with the leaves. And then I actually stuck it on colored cardstock and fussy cut around there. I know some of you are shaking your head like no stinking way, right? But it wasn't hard. Once it's glued down, all I did was just cut around the perimeter and then I stuck it here. That frame is right here inside this die set. Isn't that beautiful? And check that out. You see that lattice border here? I put that along the side, and of course, you know me, I got to have some bling sometimes. So those are one of the clear faceted gems, one of the small ones. Isn't that pretty? It's very elegant, isn't it? All right, here's the next one. This one is really easy, but there's a tip in here I want to share with you. I stamped the black outline rose on the purple posy paper, and I used a Stampin' Blends markers just on the details to bring out some depth on this card. Again, I used the Blessed. I built the phrases together from that stamp set, which is really great because you can put them all together. And then I used that lattice once again. And okay, just a little bling. Do you see how many rhinestones? And do you like it? Oh my, you love that one too. Oh, I'm so glad. But I wanted to show you how your Stampin' Blends markers work on the colored paper to give you some definition. So if you don't want to color the whole thing in or stamp it like this is another option. And yeah, I want to say there are probably 6 or 7 rhinestones on there. Hey, that's why we buy them, right? To use them. And last but not least, I am bummed because you are never going to be able to appreciate this on camera like it is in person. I spritzed the entire card with the champagne mist, and I put it in the spritzer with a little bit of rubbing alcohol, and I created a mist. The whole thing sparkles like gold. It is beautiful. Just stunning. So I actually embossed this with black embossing powder, and then I watercolored it. So this is on watercolor paper. These are stamped right on that white panel. And then I just made panels here in the back that I embossed with the layered leaves embossing folder. You guys are chiming in with your favorites, or someone's asking questions, purple, and you like the wording on that one. I know, isn't it the blessed to be your friend? Fun, I love this. All right, so okay, now you get to tell me which one is your favorite. So we've got the Fussy Friendship card, that's what I'm calling it, the Purple Blessed, the Burgundy Blessed. This is the Merlot color, by the way. This is the shimmer one. And of course, this is the Buffalo check with the yellow. I'm going to turn the camera around. That'll give you time to type. Here we go. Okay, now I can read them. Blessed one in the purple. Arlene loves them all. Jean loves them all. Arlene, you're easy to please. That makes me so happy. You like everything I made. June loves blessed in purple. All of them for Alice. I'm scrolling back to try to read. Yellow rose for Kathy. Scrolling blessed on the purple for Ruby. Love the red one or the Merlot one. Oh, Anne says you've outdone yourself. These are absolutely beautiful. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you. Anne says this is really hard, but I'll go with the yellow and black, but you love them all. You know, I work really hard to try to get these cards to be completely different with one stamp set. I want to be able to show you all the different really cool things that you can do with just one bundle of products. Sometimes I think what happens, I'm trying to straighten this out, because if I look like I'm standing on a slant, I'm not. I'm trying to get used to this phone. You look at a stamp set and you think all you can do with it is stamp a rose and fill it in and get some leaves. But you know what? There's so much more to that. So that's what I was hoping to accomplish with this stamp set as well as the one with the piece of cake. So I'm super glad. Linda said she likes the buffalo check, and Ruth says she loves them all. Ruby says all of them very unique. Well, good. I'm super glad that you like them. That makes me really, really happy. All right, I've got more prizes for you. Let me dig and see what I got in here. Okay, this comes from the Magnolia Lane series. You're not going to be able to appreciate them in the container, but these are the cork elements. So there's the flowers, there's the tags, and the leaves. These are amazing. Slap this on that beautiful designer series paper, put a greeting on it, and call it done. You're going to love these. By the way, you can flip over the tags on these and use the blank side for other things. You're going to love that. All right, let me pull out a number from my little tin. And it looks like it's number 18. Again, I know it's backwards, but it's number 18. And number 18 is here. It is Denise Smith. Congratulations, Denise. You are the winner of the cork elements for the Magnolia Lane series. I've got your number here, grabbing my Scotch tape, because I'll tell you what, friends, if I don't tape this to the prize, I have to come back and watch this video and remember who got what. So congratulations to you, Denise. Liz said she's going to have this stamp set. I'm telling you what, make sure you buy the bundle. That'll save you 10% because you're not going to want the stamps without the dies. I promise you. Absolutely amazing. All right. I've got next month's card kit to share with you, and I've got some big news for what's coming up in July, so don't go away, all right? I'm going to turn the camera down. You're going to have to watch me kind of fussy clean up and make some room, but here we go. I'm not trying to make you dizzy, I promise. You know, technology is a great thing, but oftentimes it's challenging, you know? Just who would have thought just a new telephone when I'm going to shoot these lives is going to change everything? And it sure has. All right, July's card kit. Oh, Lisa, I forgot to pull it out. I'm going to have to do that. Hold on one second. It's right behind me. That's the good news. I told you this was going to be very informal, and I wasn't lying, was I? Stitch nested dies. Is that going to be part of it? And I got to find the stamp set. Thank God I file alphabetically, right? Free as a bird. And the stitch nested label dies. Oh my gosh. I've always liked birds, okay? But when I saw this, I thought, oh wow. Now, if you're thinking, oh no, I have to color, don't panic because, oh, you are going to fall in love with these cards. The card making kit for July is going to have a slightly extended ordering period. Hi, Rosie. I'm glad that you joined us because I'm going to be in Greece on the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip. I thought, why not give you a little bit longer to place your orders? So it's going to be July 10th through July 13th. If you want your cards to look exactly like mine, you're going to need at least the bundle. You can substitute with what you have at home and change it out. It doesn't matter. It's any $50 product order. So here's the first card. You're going to make 2 of these. Now you're probably looking at this going, oh no, I can't do that. Oh yes, you can. Because my video is packed with tips and you're going to be amazed at how easy this is. Isn't that gorgeous though with that paper? So you're going to get all the pre-cut supplies, cardstock, designer series paper. If you have ribbon at home and trinkets that you want to use, go for it. Otherwise, you can order all that as well. I'll have all the details on every supply I've used listed on my website at the online classes tab under card making kits. So you'll make 2 of these. It's going to be a total of 8 cards. You're also going to make 2 of these. Super easy, but look at, we didn't want to take away from that gorgeous designer series paper. Do you see here how I use that ribbon? Same ribbon that's here. This scallop trim ribbon is fantastic. I'm going to encourage you to buy it. It was so amazing that it was actually on back order as soon as the catalog came out, and I believe it's back in stock now. But you see how I've used the dies? And did you check this out? How they're stitched all the way around? So pretty. I also use the Bird Ballad trinkets here. So if you want to add those to your cards, you can get those too. Again, you can use a button at home or something else that you have. So that's the other 2, so for a total of 4 so far. In addition to the video, you are also going to get a PDF tutorial with step-by-step instructions, cutting dimensions, and multiple pictures of each of these cards. I wanted to show you what else you could do with the images in that stamp set. There's more than just birds. So there's the leaves and the flowers that are here. So this is the larger flower that's here and the leaf that I actually stamped on the label dies. And this is from that same designer series paper stack, and I've used that beautiful ribbon. Again, you can order exactly what I've got or use what you have at home. So that's a total of 6 cards. Now the last 2 are here. I don't know, you know what? These could very well be my favorite stamp set. I have had so much fun with this. And you might be looking at this thinking, I can't color that. I promise you that you can. Because on the video, you can stop and start as often as you'd like, working right alongside of me. And I'm going to give you tons of tips, and you're going to be amazed at how your cards are going to turn out looking just like this. And these are those smaller images here. So for a total of 8 cards. So this is the Free as a Bird bundle. That's going to be the July kit. Now let me turn the camera around. It's a lot more fun to be able to see your comments than to watch my talking hands, right? So July 10th through July 15th. So I'm going to be away on the Stampin' Up! Trip during that time. Please keep in mind, if you place your online order for the card kit and I don't get back to you right away, don't panic. It's because I'm on a ship in the middle of Greece and the Wi-Fi might be spotty, even though that I did pay for the service. And I am on vacation, so I'm going to try only to work about an hour a day, just kind of catch up with you a little bit. I promise I have not forgotten about you. If there is a major issue, you know you can leave it on the VIP Facebook page for those of you that are on Facebook. And Megan is going to be there moderating. She's my virtual assistant over on the Facebook page for the VIPs as well as the YouTube page. So you know you can always get a hold of us some way, somehow. But those 8 cards are going to be included. I have a mailing date, I'm looking at the calendar, no later than July 20th. So I promise to have all your pre-cut supplies in the mail to you. So you're getting the cardstock, the designer series paper, and the envelopes. It's any $50 product order, and you will have to use the exclusive card making kit host code because it's the only way that I know you're entitled to the free pre-cut supplies. I am going to have the details about this kit up sometime mid to late next week because I'm leaving on Saturday of next week. And it's going to have to be there before I go because I won't be able to be here and do it, you know, because I'll be gone when it goes live. So you're going to get to see it a little bit earlier than normal. Thank you, Rosie. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to that trip. So that's a little bit about the card making kit. Please remember too that all my card making kit customers are also going to automatically receive Live with Lisa for July. And I'm going to give you some more information about that as well. There's one more big bonus for July, which comes to some of the things I wanted to talk to you about. So let me pull that one up first. During the month of July, you're the first ones to hear it. Starting July 1st through July 31st, for every $50 you order in product, you're going to receive a $5 bonus days coupon. Now, Stampin' Up! Has done this before, and basically what they're giving you is 10% back, which is the shipping on a $50 order, 5% bonus days coupon that you'll use on an order in August. So that bonus days coupon has to be used in August. It's $5 worth. It can be applied to anything. So if all you want is dimensionals, you can use your bonus day coupon. If you want to add it to a larger order in August, you can use it then. But you can't beat free. I'm all about the free, that's for sure. So July's card kit, if you order it, place an order for it, you're automatically going to get a bonus days coupon with it as well. Hi, Tina. I'm glad that you're here. That leads us into the last few things I wanted to talk to you about. Oh, no problem. The replay is here too, Tina, if you wanted to watch it. You don't have to apologize for being late. Paper Pumpkin for July. Here's a sneak peek. I don't know if you guys can kind of see that or not. It actually coordinates with 3 of the suites in the annual catalog. So you can see the Sailing Home, the Woven Threads, and it's actually coordinating with Free as a Bird, which just so happens to be the card making kit for the month of July. No, I did not plan it. That was just a wonderful fluke. But it's going to be nautical, kind of summery themed. It gives you a little bit of peek. It's definitely cards. Now, Stampin' Up! Knows that we prefer the Paper Pumpkin kits to be cards, and they're emphasizing that more and more. I don't know about you guys, but I have loved these kits. They're so much fun to be able to open the box and just put them together. It's effortless. You don't have to design it. Everything is inside the box ready to go. I love that you get an exclusive stamp set every single month to build up your artillery. You can't buy those. In addition to that, you're going to get an ink spot every single month. Those are perfect for the Stamparatus stamp positioning tool because they're nice and small. They're also great if you're going to travel. You can take them with you. So much easier to take those than all the big ones, right? I love my ink spots. Okay, and then last but not least, here's the biggie for July. This is going to start July 1st, and it's going to go through the end of August. But Stampin' Up! Is doing a promotion called Extra Extra. Remember those days? Extra Extra, read all about it. Well, that's kind of where this spin-off has come from. And it's a special on the custom starter kit. Now, a lot of you have asked me about this, and you're like, I don't want to be a demonstrator. That's fine. Believe it or not, the vast majority of the people on my stamping team are not, quote, demonstrators. They are hobby stampers, enthusiasts who've bought the custom starter kit in order to enjoy this 20% demonstrator discount that they get and be able to continue to buy at a discount. But the custom starter kit is going to allow you to build a custom kit of supplies off of your wish list. So typically, you're going to choose $125 in product and you pay a reduced price of $99. But in July and August, you ready? They're adding $30 more to that value for free. So it's $155. Whoa, I had to spit that out. $155 of product of your choice to the custom kit, and you'll still only pay $99. That kit ships for free right to your home. Local sales tax will apply. And here's the best news. If you do it in July, you're going to be able to shop at that 20% discount after that time period, clear through January 2020. I know you're probably thinking, that's too good to be true, but it's not. So this is how it works. Stampin' Up! Works in quarters, just like the calendar year. July 1st starts a new quarter. The first quarter you buy your custom starter kit, there is absolutely no obligation to make another purchase whatsoever. But if you do make a purchase, because heck, we want to, we're getting a discount, right? That total is carried over into the next quarter, which would be October, November, and December. At the end of December, if you have a cumulative total, which is catalog price, not your discounted price, of $300 or more, they're going to renew you for the next quarter, January, February, March of 2020. If you don't meet the $300, they give you another month's grace period, which carries you through January of 2020. So you continue to use your discount until then. If you don't reach the $300 by the end of December, that shortage is carried over to January for the next quarter, and then you can make up the difference. And if you don't make it, then you can just go back to being a customer. So this is the kind of the propaganda they're going to have out. This is all Lisa's chicken scratch. I know it's all backwards because we're facing this way on the camera. But it's a custom kit, July 1st to August 31st. Here's the other thing. They added an extra bonus on there. If you purchase the custom starter kit, they're going to send you a $10 bonus coupon to use on the next month's order. So if you do the custom kit in July, you'll get the $10 coupon to use on your next order for August. If you sign up in August, you'll get the $10 coupon to use in September. Fantastic. It's going to come automatically to your email box between the 5th and the 7th of the month, depending on what month you signed up in. Now, I also want to tell you too, this makes you part of my stamping team. Yay! We would love that. Which means they get to see Live with Lisa recorded after the fact, but they also still get the tutorials. They do not get my product gift prizes because obviously they're a demonstrator and they're getting their own discount. That's one of the benefits of just being a customer. I would gravitate you from the VIP Facebook page over to my team stamping page. And I'm giving you this information because these are the most frequently asked questions that I get from people. What do I lose and what do I gain? I will tell you, we would love to have you be a part of our team. We have tons of fun. I do challenges with them. We do a virtual Facebook Live event every month and a closed YouTube channel. I shouldn't say Facebook because now we moved it all over to YouTube. So it's a virtual team YouTube event. They get to watch me demonstrate, very similar to this, and I do product drawings there for them as well. It's larger because of the size of the team, but we still do something very, very similar for those on the team. Lots and lots of stuff going on in July and August. I wanted to give you a heads up about them. If you're considering placing an order in June, that's great, but keep in mind if you place it on July 1st or during July, you're going to get that $5 bonus days coupon, so that's going to come. I think I've covered it. Now, the last two things are about when I'm going to be live next. I'm going to be live on YouTube when I get back from Greece. That's going to be on Monday, July 22nd. I'm going to answer your question in just a second, Tina. The next Live with Lisa, are you ready? It falls on my birthday. It's Thursday, July 25th. So I want you here so we can party together. I don't know about you, but I'm definitely going to be having chocolate here to celebrate because I love chocolate. It should be a group. It really should be. Instead of vegetables, I think we should get chocolate, and it should be just as nutritious. Oh, in a perfect world, right? So I hope that you will consider placing at least a $25 product order over the next 30 days, which is all you need to be in the next Live with Lisa on July 25th. And is the 26th. Well, we can celebrate together. Yay! All right, Tina, you wanted to know what's in the kit. Well, Tina, it's called a custom starter kit because you choose what's in it. You can choose anything from the catalog that you like to create that kit that values at $155 before shipping and tax. Shipping of the kit is free, but you would pay sales tax. So that's how the kit works. There's more information over on my website at lisastampstudio.com. And I believe it's under the Read About Me page. Just click more about more or read more, and it's going to lead you over to my team information there. It's easy to find. I haven't updated it with this new July-August promotion yet because it's not effective yet, but that'll be coming over this weekend for July 1st. So yay! So next month we're celebrating a couple birthdays, myself and Anne. I hope you guys will be here. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed today's projects. And just about any second now, those tutorials and pictures are going to pop right up here on this Facebook page. You can download them to your computer so that you have them, or you can access them through this Facebook group at any time. If you have questions, please know that I'm always here to help you. Customer service is the thing I strive to create the best atmosphere for you. It's really important to me. And I know I've told you this before, but I'm in business because of your business, and I am super, super grateful for every single one of you, regardless of the size of your order. You allow me to do what I'm absolutely passionate about. Now, I see Yasmin is asking a question. Do demonstrators get the bonus days bucks? You bet. Demonstrators get all the same benefits that our customers do at a discount. So if a demonstrator places an order of $50, she will also receive a bonus days coupon code as well. Correct. Thank you for the vacation kudos. I appreciate that. I'm looking forward to the trip, and I'll be back, of course, with lots of new ideas because demonstrators just don't go on a ship and relax. We chat and we stamp and we have fun. Thank you all for being here. I am just so blessed by every single one of you, and I hope to see you next month back with me for Live with Lisa. Take care. Thanks, Mom. I'll be back with you soon. Bye-bye.